The Switch has been out for 3 years now, and in that time we've been spoilt for choice with some truly incredible titles. But you probably won't have time to play through the 3,500 strong library to find your favourite. So the team at Switch Player Magazine has put their heads together to bring you the definitive list of the top 40 games you can find on the Nintendo Switch. In this episode, we're listing numbers 30 to 21, and we'll be back tomorrow to continue our top 40 countdown.
When Nintendo needed a recognisable name to attract more attention to its online service, Tetris was an obvious choice. Given that the original version was bundled with the Game Boy in 1989 and helped to cement the handheld in the national consciousness, the arrival of Tetris 99 on Switch, with its multitude of game options, represents the perfect partnership. The classic game mechanics are still in place, and even the theme tune has been refreshed for 21st century gaming. Tetris is as addictive now as it ever was.
Dead Cells is just one more go at gaming personified, and possibly one of the most addictive games on our list. Released in August 2018, players of this roguelike Metroidvania control a mass of sentient cells as it battles time and time again to escape from an unnamed island using weapons and skills acquired along the way. A year after its release, fans were treated to Rise of the Giant, a free DLC that expanded upon the game's story. More good news came with the release of a larger paid expansion, The Bad Seed, earlier this year. Seems like there really is no escape for this poor prisoner.
Anyhow, here we are.
While Square Enix may be renowned for the Final Fantasy series, it is Octopath Traveler that has placed Square Enix firmly into the hearts of Nintendo Switch owners. It offers all the staples associated with an RPG: turn-based combat, an expansive world to explore, and an excellent story. Where it differs, though, is in its presentation. The stunning HD 2D visuals are delightful and distinctive, providing the perfect backdrop to an interwoven 8-character plot that offers thought-provoking, emotional tales to immerse yourself in. A Golden Joysticks Award winner for Nintendo Game of the Year, it belongs in everybody's Switch collection.
Thus ends your lesson.
The sequel to one of the biggest success stories of the Wii U era was bound to be a hit. That being said, more of the same may not have been enough. Fortunately, Super Mario Maker 2 offers all that the original did, and then some. If designing and creating new levels is not for you, the 100 plus Nintendo developed levels definitely will be. This alone makes it worth a purchase, but that is before you play the endless supply of community built ones. Oh, and did we mention you can now play as Link too? We gave it a 4.5, and it was a thoroughly deserved one at that.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
Combining the classic Kanto region with the global Pokemon Go phenomenon, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee brought the Pokemon series to Switch for the first time and gave us a taster of a fully fledged title on a home console. Switching out the traditional random encounter battles for Pokemon that you could see in the overworld and catch by throwing your Pokeball with the Joy-Con motion controls, this title revitalised what we loved about the original games while simultaneously introducing a new generation of mobile gamers to the Pokemon franchise. Shiny chaining and simplified EV stats also help trainers to take their skills to the next level.
The first notable third-party partnership on the Nintendo Switch came in the form of Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, a top-down strategy game that tosses Nintendo's Mario Kingdom in with Ubisoft's Rabbids franchise, to create one of the most unexpected games to make it onto this list. When leaked, this title was mocked by more people than I've ever seen, and yet, it ended up being one of the more interesting experiences on the Switch, where we now hope for an eventual sequel. This was the spark for our imaginations. Seemingly any third party or indie could end up making their very own Nintendo game due to this one's success.
Fire Emblem has been a popular franchise in Japan since it began, but took much longer to make its way to Europe and America. As a franchise that for a long time was known for all those fighters in Smash Bros., it is our pleasure to have Fire Emblem Three Houses break through to the mainstream and onto this list. As the first Fire Emblem title since Radiant Dawn on the Wii in 2007, the strategic warfare and stories offered by this series feel at home on the Nintendo Switch.
What should we do, Teach? Kill every last one of them!
Echoes of an Elusive Age, the latest installment in the hugely popular Dragon Quest JRPG series, celebrates the legacy the games have established and is a must-play on Switch. There's even a free 10-hour demo available on the eShop to get you started, so you can try before you buy.
Thank goodness!
Not only was the title the first to ever be announced for the Switch platform, back when it was still codenamed the NX, but the extra features and bonuses in the Definitive Edition, including a full 16-bit mode, make it the best way to play.
Remember, you're the luminary. We believe in you.
Since its release back in 2017, Stardew Valley has remained one of its Switch's top chart games, and it's therefore no surprise that it's so high up on our list. The farming sim that will absorb hundreds of hours before you even realise is a nod to the classic Harvest Moon games with some added RPG finesse. As a game that still gets regular updates from the developers, the most recent being a multiplayer update, this is easily one of the best indie titles the Nintendo Switch has to offer.
Hello?
The triumphant return of Luigi's Mansion to consoles was as astonishing as was hoped. Traversing the spooky hotel from top to bottom was a treat. Between haunted Egyptian pyramids and ghostly movie studios, this was an experience that offered practically everything that could be hoped for. And that's before you get to the multiplayer goodness that is the Scare Scraper and Scream Park, as well as the proper introduction to Luigi's own sidekick, Gooigi. Switch Play awarded this title a 5 out of 5, one of very few in 2019, and it is more than deserving of a place in our top 40 list.
So that's just some of the games we voted as the best on the Nintendo Switch. Join us next time for the final countdown when we'll be revealing our top 10. In the meantime, let us know in the comments below what your top 40 games are for the system. And don't forget you can support us on Patreon to get a copy of our print magazine for only $4.